The following is a Kemetic Fortitude production. Ankh Uja Saneb.
Minister preaching, glory be his name. But if I listen and reacted to the shame that I hear, instead of watching and responding, making myself clear, I wouldn't have peace inside of me. So like dust, I rise.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Kemetic Fortitude. My name is Clark, and today I have a special guest, young lady by the name of Sage with me. And right now we are actually in what she and Majestic call their writing sanctuary.
Yes.
So
In fact, this is the exact table that we sit at very frequently. I didn't even think about that when we were choosing the space.
oh, no
But
kidding.
this is, you know, it's the closest table that's kind of like in the middle. You can just, you know, come right here and have a smoke session and have a writing session and then get on about your day if we only got like an hour and a half or something like that, you know, a little bit of time.
Okay, so my first question is, how did you become a singer?
Whew, my mom.
So your mom.
And Ja,
Okay.
you know, it's a gift from God that that my mom helped me craft and appreciate. And she was a music major and a theater major in college, and so you know, growing up, she would just be singing in the car.
Okay, so
yeah.
then how old were you the first time you went into a studio?
The first time I went into a studio, I want to say 22, 23.
Okay.
I didn't start, I was writing poetry. I was writing poetry since little. I have poetry books from years and years. But I didn't start writing with the intent of it being music until till three years ago.
Huh.
And that was about the first time I got into the studio, yeah.
Okay, and so I saw you a couple weeks ago over at the
Yes.
Alberta pub.
That was fun.
And actually I was amazed at the way you just flow. And the way you and Majestic.
My
just-
wonder twin.
Yeah, you're wonder twin. I mean, it's like, you know, you guys are brothers and sisters from another, you know.
Exactly.
And you did a song that was a fusion
Yeah.
of Summertime, right?
Summertime by DJ Jazzy Jeff and not Will Smith, but the Fresh Prince officially. And that's who the beat is from. And then the words and the melody are from Ella Fitzgerald, Summertime.
Okay. And you know, I've heard both of those versions, and the way she put that together just kind of blew my mind.
Thank
I mean,
you.
it was, the beat was flowing, the voice was dynamic, to say the least.
So much fun.
Yeah.
So much fun. I mean, that comes from, my mom would always sing the melody, so I was able to just dance around whatever she was doing, whatever the melody was. I could just do anything as long as it sounded right.
Right.
And she helped me craft that, so it's a lot of fun for me to be able to take things like that and blend them together, like to bring something new, to bring two songs. My generation, they don't really listen to Ella Fitzgerald, even though, you know, some of the classics have been revamped. But I love being able to bring that good old soul music back to this generation and make it lively and give it some new life.
What clubs or anything?
So every fourth Friday of the month. It's not necessarily the last Friday, but every fourth Friday of the month. Me and Madra over at Alberta Street.
Believe what they tell you. If you never quit, not a failure. Out of prison, we bail you. On my temper, I said I'm lit. Like heaven when I get my fix. That calm when it's going, you miss. They're like that, I want this shit. Hey, with a few little tweaks. Like a house on an island by the beach. No matter where smoking that leaf. No pain, no war, no grief. Hey, we on that early morning time, chief. We on that early morning time, chief. Hey, we on that early morning time, chief. Hey, we on that early morning time, chief.
So that's, you know, a 2-hour set from 6 to 8 p.m. I mean, he's been doing it for, I think, at least 2 years now.
Okay.
I mean, he's been, so I just joined the Everyday Mystics. They did ask me to join the band.
The Everyday Mystics, okay.
So that's the band that backs him. And basically, you know, him and I kind of share an equal, just whatever we need in that moment. There's no ego involved. We just flow with, you know, him emceeing and me singing and me sometimes emceeing and whatever we need in the moment, just to get that full creative feeling from the music.
Right.
That's what we do. So that's a lot of fun, and that's every month. So Majestic and I are working on an EP.
Okay.
Since the title's not finalized yet, I won't say anything about that. But we'll definitely have to have a listening session or something so that we could give you a little taste of what's going on, because it's beautiful, man. Water and Seed and Black Cave are actually on that EP.
Water and Seed and Black Cave.
So those two songs we did at the last Fourth Friday, and we'll do them again at the one coming up. We'll probably be sprinkling in the other ones as well.
Down the drain to the gutter where they laying while they got in my name. Hit the spraying while they said I got the drama from them up the night. They don't know what to do. They think you've got to buy the game, you know. Sometimes I miss you. What was your issue? I'm sorry if your mama and daddy ain't really kiss you. But now that you're lonely, I know you ain't the only. Misery loves company. I hope that you enjoyed me. Why'd you go and do me like that? I can't get down with that. Gotta take a quick step back. It's way too soon for that.
They don't all have titles yet, but it's a different, very worldwide sound.
Okay.
You know, it mixes in some roots and some reggae and some dance hall vibes, but you know, with me, I always come with that jazz kind of feel, the way that I slide notes instead of jumping notes, and so there's gonna be a music video or two at least for that project. But I also have my personal project, Rose Woman. That EP we're working on, and we're gonna put it out live. And for whatever reason, every time I'm in the studio, the energy is just not the same, because I perform it so often live. And for whatever reason, I just haven't been able to get the energy the same. It doesn't. So what I decided is we're gonna get the band together, and we're gonna do it like the old days, and we're just all gonna be in the same room, and we're just gonna do the damn thing.
Okay.
And then we're actually, I want to put it out on vinyl, so it'll be available everywhere as well. But instead of CDs, I'm gonna do vinyl for this.
Vinyl. See, that's a bold step these days. Not too many artists put anything out on vinyl anymore. So the DJs in the club would be able to afford the ones and the twos.
Yes, DJ Wicked, I gotta get that one to him.
Okay. So you mentioned that you know, you like to bring the jazz, you know, then you got that root sound, and then Majestic brings that MC. You know, I'm glad you said that, because it's probably what attracted me to the music, because you know, I have a wide range of music I love. When I was in college, I was a jazz DJ, I was a hip hop DJ, and of course, I was a reggae DJ.
Word, okay.
Yeah, Mandeville, up in the hills.
That's love.
So
Definitely.
How long have you been aware of the laws of attraction and the ability to actualize what you desire?
When I was younger, you couldn't get my head out of a book. I was at the dinner table and my parents were like, eat your food, and I'm like, stop complaining, I'm reading a book. And they're like, no, eat your food, get your nutrients. And so ever since then, once you're opened up to it, you can't go back.
Well, yeah, you know, and for me personally, it took a while, because I heard people talking about it, and I was actually talking to a therapist who turned me on to it.
Got you, okay.
And you know, I'm old school. I'm thinking that's just a bunch of hocus pocus, you know. And so I was like, what the heck, you know? And so I started reading some books like you did. And the first one I got was The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success by Deepak Chopra. And you know, I found the reading very interesting, for one, and then I started practicing some of the principles. I mean, just little simple things about, you know, sometimes you wake up, maybe things aren't going your way, but you sit there dwelling on all the negative,
Yeah.
you know, and emotions attached to that.
Yep.
And the next thing you know, you just keep building all this negative momentum. And that happens because you keep attracting that negative energy.
Yeah. You're sitting in the negativity.
And I never really thought about it.
Gotcha.
People are coming up to me and just saying, you know, we really appreciate you. You inspire a lot of us. We know you have something physically going on, but it's just inspiring to see that. And I'm thinking, wow, this really does work. You know, I'm kind of paying this forward.
Right.
And, you know, I told you about the muscle disease that left me sidelined for a while in a wheelchair. And so I figured now, since I was supposed to be dead 17 years ago, that, and I'm still here, that I needed to share that, because I also read that in the book. And so I didn't know how to go about sharing it, and then somebody told me, don't worry about the how, you just do the what, and the laws of attraction will bring everything else into play. And, you know, somebody suggested I start writing a book, you know, and I didn't have any idea how to go about that. And then all of a sudden I meet a couple of people that are like, you know, this is the way you do it. You know, sit down at least a half hour to an hour a day, start writing, and, you know, make sure you have an outline, just follow that, and don't worry about going back and getting the grammatically correct and all that. You can do that later. So I started doing that, half hour a day. I started getting my meditations going on, you know, I try to get one at 5 a.m. when I wake up, and then I try to get another one before I go to bed.
Yep. That was, I think, one of the first things that she really had me doing, because we had the new moon rituals, but she was on the meditation tip too, and it's definitely like, that was key. Just taking 10, 15 minutes if you can, even 5 minutes if that's all that you can give. Shoot, if you could give 1 minute, starting somewhere, those meditations, cool, that's the warrior's sword. That's what this book, The Peaceful Warrior, that's what they called it. The warrior's sword.
And so, you know, think about meditation through our organized religions or doctrines, you know, we've been told that it was evil. And so I come to find out, you know, like while I'm on the back half of my life, that it's actually the spiritual practice of my ancestors, consistent, connecting with the universe, reaching your true potentiality. And so, you know, if you hear that in the third eye, you know, the pineal gland that's up here in your head, you see right here, I got this, what some people call the eye of Horus, the eye of Ra.
Madge calls it the first eye.
The first eye.
I like that. I like that. Just because I only heard that about a month ago, but I really liked that because I'm like, oh, that's the one that we're really supposed to be looking at.
Right, because once you look at life through that, it changes your perspective on everything. And when you get into that deep meditative state, and a lot of times you'll be playing around, you might only experience it for like a few seconds and then you lose it. And but if you keep practicing it, it starts becoming easier and easier to get to that zone where you can be there 5, 10, 15, I'm up to about 30 minutes sometimes, and it's just incredible of how you can actually experience the just the being of your ancestral spirits around you, and, you know, the guidance. That's what I just found very fascinating with this.
I would say, like, it's definitely all about just appreciating, being grateful.
You know, you talk about the gratitudes and stuff, and so often in life, all we do is dwell on what we don't have instead of looking at what we do have. And so once we begin to show appreciation for those things that we do have, it becomes easy for us to actually receive the things that we want to have. But you have to be willing in return to give something back. And I mean, that might be a difficult concept for some to realize, but do the research. There's plenty of it out there.
Nobody said it was going to be easy.
Right, exactly. And
that's the thing.
The reason it's not easy is because we've been reprogrammed.
Look, I mean, for 25 years, where I started tapping into this 3 years ago. So for 22 years, I was programmed to. Some people might not be coming into this realization till they're 40, till they're 60, till they're 80. But you know, you got to understand that you've been trained for however many years that is a different direction. So you can't just expect for tomorrow or even next year. I mean, who knows how well the universe can, who knows how fast the universe can work.